Hello, everyone. This is Marivic Blaza, a reporter from Group 1 with the subject Managerial Communication Education 213 under Dr. Zenas Nicolas. So today I will be reporting the, the topic Impact of Technology to Communication. All right. So please bear with me. It says here, there is no denying that technology has had an enormous impact on communication, as well as almost every other aspect of business. The ability to instantly communicate with almost anyone from almost anywhere around the globe has changed the way that professionals communicate and collaborate. And many young professionals can't even imagine a world where they don't have access to their mobile phone with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, messaging, and numerous other communication apps. All while recognizing both the good and the bad, here are some of the biggest impacts technology has had on business communication and the people that rely on it. Number one, near constant access to key staff members. In a post feature on Big Think by John Beeson, the principal of management coaching firm Beeson Consulting made the rather critical observation that modern day telecommunications, the hair trigger, requirements of financial markets, and the pace of global organizations create 24/7 work lives for almost executives. Ultimately, being in a position of significant authority means needing to be accessible at virtually all times. The technology makes it easier than ever to reach out and perhaps bug him or her, even when on vacation. Executives are often still accessible and expected to reply to emergencies from the workplace. Before the advent of the cell phone, reaching out to an executive who was on break involved a process. You had to know where the executive was staying, call his or her hotel or golf club or etc., and get them to play relay. If the executive was incommunicado, then there was no real solution. Now, with the executive's personal cell phone number at disposal, business teams can get in touch mere seconds. This is great for getting guidance during unexpected emergencies, but it can also put a serious damper on the ability of senior management to take breaks, relax, and recharge themselves so that they can more effective when they are on the job. As Beeson notes in the article, under continued stress, an executive loses his or her perspective on issues and the ability to look at problems creatively. Molehills become mountains. Conflict with colleagues becomes personal. The flat spots of our personality, for example, arrogance, inflexibility, aversion to risk, or a tendency toward negativity, become evident. And most of us revert to tried and true solutions, the enemy of breakthrough strategies and new innovations. Without the ability to disconnect and relax, high-level executives may suffer from prolonged stress that limits their ability to adapt, innovate, and effectively lead their teams. However, this stress from constant workplace communication can also be applied to any key employee. For example, what would happen if the only employee in a manufacturing unit who knew how to program a specific assembly robot were to go out of touch for days on end? The first time a problem occurred, all production relying on that robot will grind to a halt. So the employee is forced to stay in touch even when on vacation. So what's the solution to this challenge? Beeson urges executives to find those activities that allow you to relax, even if only for 15 minutes a day. Rather than taking extended vacations, executives are encouraged to find some little things that they can squeeze into their days. However, this may not be enough. Relaxation to let everyone elevate their stress and fatigue. Instead, a better solution may be to make organizational changes that give executives and employees some freedom from worrying about work tasks when they're on break. One example of a change you could make can be found in a French labor law highlighted in a Big Think article, La droit de la déconnexion, the right to disconnect from work emails during non-work hours. So, by restricting work-related communications during non-work hours to only emergency situations, workers are given a degree of autonomy from their workplace so that they can focus on recuperation and show up for work fresh-faced. This can help make workers more productive and reduce burnout. Number two, social media and communication tools increase distraction at work. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, there are innumerable social media networks for employees to get lost in. Even dedicated business communication tools like Slack can become sources of distraction at work, as employees use private channels to share funny memes or non-work news articles with one another. These distractions can take an employee's attention off of their work for a short period of time, interrupting the flow of their daily activities. And some distractions made available by modern technology can actively worsen an employee's mood to the point that it affects the quality and consistency of their work. One Big Think article on how negative news stories can impact an employee's productivity highlighted research by Sean Ecker and Michelle Gillan for the Harvard Business Review. According to Ecker and Gillan, negative news influences how we approach our work and the challenges we encounter at the office because it shows us a picture of life in which our behavior does not matter. In psychology, believing our behavior is irrelevant in the face of challenges is called learned helplessness, which has been connected with low performance and higher likelihood of depression. With the prevalence of negative news distributed on major news sites to social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even such as natural disasters, threats of war, murders, and etc., it's easy to see how these communication channels can become a source of stress and distraction for workers. So what can businesses do to keep social media and their business communication apps from becoming energy-sucking distraction? Surprisingly little, smartphones and their apps have become an entrenched part of the modern lifestyle, so much so that simply forbidding their use outright is likely to have a significant impact. One suggestion highlighted in the Big Think article on productivity is to begin the day with empowering solution-focused news so that employees are less likely to get bogged down in the negativity of the outside world. Basically, start each day with some positive reinforcement, good news that can lift people's spirits. It doesn't have to be a news story either. You can share internal news like major accomplishments by one employee or team or the organization hitting certain milestones. Sharing these stories on the social media channels and business communication apps used by the employees and encouraging them to share such stories amongst themselves, you can build up some positivity in the organization. Number three, employees have more access to information than ever before. In any organization, there's always an adjustment period as a new employee learns the ropes. From picking up specific skills to learning key terms or even whole new languages and more, everyone has something new to learn when they first join a team. Modern technology has given workers access to more new information than was accessible at any other point in history. It used to be that if any employee wanted to learn something new, they would have to do one of the following. 1. Attend a specialized class. 2. Find an experienced mentor. And 3. hunt down industry books and guides. Any one of these options could be time consuming, taking hours, days, or months for the employees to arrange, and there would be little way to verify the training's efficacy. Now, employees can type a search query into Google and have near instant access to news articles, Wikipedia pages, how-to videos, and online training courses designed to impart specific skills or knowledge. In fact, Google translation functions, though imperfect, can allow employees to understand articles in foreign languages that would have previously been completely inaccessible to them. With such translation technology, it's possible for two teams working on different continents and speaking different languages to collaborate without having to arrange for the services of a dedicated translation team. As translation technology continues to improve, such as in the form of Google's new earbuds that can translate 40 different languages in real time, the language barrier may soon completely disappear from the modern workplace. Now, I have here some summary. I summarized my report with the positive and the negative impact of technology. Let's focus on the positive impact first. Technology has transformed the once big and far world into a tiny global village. Thanks to technology, we now have the power to communicate with anybody on the other side of the world. The points below summarizes these benefits. 1. No barriers. Communication is now easy. In case of situations when you want to convey something urgently to someone, mobiles and emails come in handy. 2. Strengthened relations. Technology has made it easy to keep in touch with old contacts and has also helped strengthen relationships. 3. Better solutions. Technology has brought the world closer and promoted exchange of thoughts to find better solutions to any problem. 4. E-schools. Services like video conferencing has made it possible to give best education to students via expert faculty on the web. Just like what we are doing right now, instead of having a face-to-face meeting and listen to this report, you can just view this report of mine through YouTube channel or even to Facebook. 5. Impact on relations. Finding someone to date was never so easy. Thanks to the dating and chatting websites. No one would disagree if I say technology is the rationale behind the success of long-distance relationship. LDR, video chats, and social networking sites have played a big role in keeping people in touch. 6. Development. Technological advancements in the modes of communication have promoted faster decision-making and led to the development and progress of the world. Video conferencing has played a considerate role in promoting faster decision-making. Most of the businesses depend on technology for communication. Now let's face the negative impact, okay? Let's be honest, there are some negative impact of technology. The most prominent negative effect of technology is the harm of the good old world is missing. The letters and lengthy face-to-face conversations have gone away and have been replaced by texting or chatting. So here are some points. 1. Impact on interpersonal communication. The current generation lacks essential interpersonal skills or the ability to express the ideas and thoughts to others face-to-face. A major reason for this tendency is increased frequency of communication through texting and chatting on websites. 2. Effect on nonverbal communication. Technological means have also affected nonverbal communication. Lack of face-to-face interaction has reduced the nonverbal grasping power of individuals. 3. Near yet far. Teenagers especially are always hooked to the social networking sites. They are more close to online friends, but the gap between parents and kids have increased considerably. Communication is missing. Parents are not technology savvy and not used to the communication styles of their kids, and this has increased the generation gap. Number 4, reduce social interactions. Consider the socializing among people. Life has changed a lot. There are no social meetings and get-togethers. People are more bothered about their online life rather than their real social life. Number 5, has led to many addictions. People have literally become addicted to the internet and cell phones, and their addiction has led to many anxiety disorders. People addicted to the internet feel lonely and isolated, and this leads to depression. Number 6, malicious motives. Many people abuse the social networking sites and communicate to unsuspecting beings pretending someone else. This tendency of people has done more harm than good. So, to conclude, as you can see, the impact is both positive and negative. But logically thinking, technology has bettered the communication process and has done negligible harm. Negligible harm. The positive points of the technological advancements cover up the negative points. It all depends on how we use them, on how we use these means. Use the technological means of communication for sane purposes and don't abuse them for malicious motives. To end my presentation, there is one quotation from Bill Gates. He said, "The world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself." So this is one of the quotes I found regarding technology. Again, the world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. I hope that you learned something out of this report. With that, I will end my presentation. Have a good day.